our life searching for the sense of belonging. Some people die before they fulfill their desires. Such a waste of existence.
Anxious earth is rising. I'm so happy.
We spend our life searching for the sense of belonging. Some people die before they fulfill their desires. Such a waste of existence.
Oh, hey, Devil Tribble here, back. Amazing, huh? I'm back again. Did a stream on YouTube finally. Got that working. Oh yeah, this is Double Tribble channel. It's January 15th, 2025. I'm a variety streamer, I guess, in New Hampshire. My name is Ron. I live in the rural area of New Hampshire with a bunch of animals. And I like science fiction and movies and a lot of stuff, and that's what I stream about. So tonight I'm gonna do play a movie. It's movie night, so I'm gonna play a movie, old movie that just entered the public domain. If I can figure out how to do it, and I thought I would have enough time during that little intro music to figure this out, but unfortunately I didn't. Haven't figured it out. So okay, so I have the desktop here. All right, go ahead and entertain yourselves while I'm figuring this out. Or if you're watching on the VOD, skip ahead. It should start shortly. Oh, I think I know what's going on here. Okay, yeah, that's the problem. All right, there we go. All right. So I'm going to test this here real quick, and then I'll come back to you. Hang on just a second. All right, that seemed to work. Okay. All right, so we're gonna watch this movie. It's called Sally, and it came out in when did it come out? It came out in 1929, and it was one of the first talkies. That's kind of the time that talkies began to come around. So that's kind of cool. It's one of the first talkies, so you can learn a lot of stuff from that. And then also it was a musical, and it was on Broadway, and then it went to movie. You know, they did a movie adaptation of it. Interestingly, they did the thing came out in Broadway, I think in 1920 or something like that, and then 23 or 24 or something like that, they did a silent film. You get that? A silent film of a musical. Yes, they did that. I don't think it worked out too well, but that's what they did. So, and then when they figured out when they finally figured out how to, you know, do sound properly on video, I mean on film, you know, get it in sync and all that kind of stuff. Then they did this movie here, this movie, and the woman who was the big you know, ballerina prima donna or whatever in the musical when it ran, you know, on Broadway for a long time, Marilyn Miller, she was also the star of this movie. So that's kind of interesting. So, so she, you know, and it was a big deal when it came out. Of course, you know, the musical was well known, and it was just a big deal when this thing came out. You know, well publicized, and I guess it won some awards. I don't know. People liked it, you know. Now the movie itself, this copy that I have is the best that I've been able to find. And I uploaded it on. It's on my my video. I have two. You know, on YouTube, I've got my doubletribble-yt is where all these VODs end up. But then I have another channel called KXQE, which is where I just put random shit, just whatever, you know, videos and stuff up there. So I took this movie, and when it entered the public domain, I had a copy of it that was a pretty decent copy, and I couldn't find any good copies out there. All the ones that were out, you know, on the internet were not very good. So I snatched this one. I had this one on DVD that I had recorded from cable or HD cable a long time ago, and so I put that up there on YouTube. And so I'll play that here. I'll play this version here. So I'll play this movie, and so it's not, you know, the sound is not too good. Obviously, they're just figuring out how to do sound. So some of the dialogue's hard to hear, and it's not very good quality. You know, it's not HD. It's not 8K. Or, you know, it's a 100-year-old film just about. So, but it's just interesting. I like to watch old movies. Not so much for the, you know, the narratives and all, and the quality of the movie and all that kind of stuff, but just as for history, you know, to figure out what the heck they were thinking back then, you know, what the people were thinking, the filmmakers, the actors, you know, what was going on in society, all that stuff. That's why I like to do that. So let me see if I can bring this up here, and I'll just go ahead and play the whole movie. It's an hour and 40 minutes, and I'll just play the whole thing. And then afterwards, depends on how I feel, how things are going. If I still got some fuel left in me, we can talk about it. Otherwise, you know, maybe I'll do that on YouTube or something. Most of my streams now are going to be on YouTube rather than Twitch. But I'm doing this one on Twitch today because I want to try to do a Twitch stream every week for some stupid reason. All right, so let me flip this over, and I think you can still hear me. I don't know. All right. All right, so I'm not sure. I'm going to play just a little bit of this and just make sure that I've got everything right, and then I'll just go ahead and let it rip. So give me just a second to set this up here. Just 1 second here. Just we'll have it. All right. So all right. Let's see. I got to pause there. That's interesting. I see that my stream is putting out something that I can't see on my monitor. I've got a $10 monitor, so it doesn't show everything. So all right. Let me get this going here. Okay, it's working. Enjoy.
Have you ordered, sir?
No, I haven't. I want to pay the beans and some coffee, and I want it quick.
Yes, sir. Right away,
Hey,
sir.
girlie.
Yes, sir?
What the? Say, I've been here for 15 minutes. How about my stack of wheat?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Right away, sir.
What's your hurry? My gosh. Wait a minute, pal.
Cowbell. Oh, sorry. Do you mind if I make my own? Sure. There's a little old grouse down there.
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, Sally. Your boyfriend's outside to see you.
Miss Green, what does all this mean?
I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson. I was just a little nervous.
Now, if you'd pay a little more attention to your work and less to your dancing, you'd be...
I'll promise it'll never happen again, Mr. Johnson.
Well, see that it doesn't. Now go.
Yes, sir.
Say, I didn't order those. I ordered beans.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Hey, them are my wheels. Get the coffee, get the coffee.
Yes, sir, right away, sir.
I'm not here. And say, don't forget my beans.
Oh, right away, sir. Plate of beans. Oh, Gus.
Oh, hello, Sally. Oh, why, you're doing fine, huh? Someday you become a great dancer, huh? You have talent in your blood.
Gee, I hope so, Gus.
Well, if there's talent in her blood, she's anemic.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, that's so.
Listen, young lady, I don't intend to spend the rest of my life balancing beans on a tray.
Meaning me, I suppose. Well, another wise crack like that, and you'll go right out on your ear. I said your ear.
Yes?
And what's more,
Well,
I
let
mean
me
it.
see you do it.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
I'm taking all my stronger than
Why don't you talk to me like that? Don't you go?
Ladies, if you must fight, why don't you fight like ladies,
Oh,
huh?
that's made of you.
No, Matt. I stood on that corner a half an hour waiting for you.
Yeah, calm yourself. So can I. Let's see, come on. Park the body right over there, baby. Well, Rosie, how do you like me?
Otis, you're wonderful. Simply wonderful.
Don't be kidding me now. Don't be kidding me. Sit down, big boy. All right, I will.
Hey, what's the idea in you being late?
Oh, just a little business, Rosie. Just a little business, that's all.
Monkey business?
Oh, not that good, Rosie. Here, improve your mind.
Well, go on with the business.
Well, I'll tell you. A swell society dame called me up from Long Island today, a Mrs. Tenbrock. Millions, that's all, Rosie. Just millions.
Have you ordered?
Oh, it was here. Beg your pardon. Let me see. Let me see. Cream of tomato soup? No. Chicken consomme? No. Spaghetti, tomato salad, and a glass of buttermilk.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just a minute. Front. What do you think? I forgot all about the baby here. Can you imagine that? What'll you have, Rosie? Go easy now.
I'll have the chicken.
A chicken sandwich.
Chicken a la Marilyn. Who do you think you're out with? Your swell society dame, Mrs. Tenspot?
That's right. You're wrong again. Mrs. Tenbrock.
Well, what did she want?
Listen, Mother, she called me up from Long Island today and said, listen, Mr. Hooper, you advertise your furnish high-class entertainment for all occasions. None but the best acts. That's me, I tell her, Otis Hooper, the livest theatrical agent on Broadway. Well, Mr. Hooper, we're going to have a little party, and you're just the guy I'm looking for. I want some snappy dancers.
Oh, Mr. Hooper, I can dance.
You can dance.
Oh, I've studied awfully hard. I wish you'd give me a chance.
I know, but listen, a man in my situation in a restaurant, I can't talk into
Oh, but I can do it. Look.
Not bad at all. Say, listen. My gosh, maybe I can use you at that.
Oh, could you, Mr. Hooper? Would you?
Oh, would I? Wait a minute. Wait. There, my card, Mr. Hooper, always at home at my office. You call and see me tomorrow.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Hooper. I'll make good for you. Honestly, I will.
I know darn well you will, honey.
Chicken a la Marilyn, sliced tomatoes, fresh asparagus, cottage cheese, and make it snappy. Yes, ma'am.
Let me see. Soup. No, it's too hot today for soup.
Gus! I got a chance to make good.
Oh, okay, soup.
Spaghetti, buttermilk, tomato salad, chicken Maryland, cottage cheese, sliced tomatoes, asparagus, and make it snappy.
Oh, I'm so pleased, Sally. Sally, here they are.
Thank you. This there Nescarova sure made a sucker out of this Grand Duke Concertine or whatever his name is.
Yeah, let me look at him. Serves him right for being a duke.
I'm going to be a great dancer just like that someday.
You bet your life you are, kid, if I got anything to do with it.
Do you see that?
you to come to my office tomorrow morning and it's off. Give me back my card.
Oh, please,
Brand new.
Blair,
What, Marcia?
Mother wants to announce our engagement. What about it, Blair?
It's all right with me.
You don't seem very enthusiastic.
And Long Island is beautiful at this time of the year, isn't it?
Yes, I know, but I wanted to talk to you about my boy and your daughter.
Well, it's happened. They're engaged.
Splendid. It has always been my earnest desire that our families should be united.
Well, there they are.
Who is she?
Oh, this is silly. Oh,
Come now. Who is she?
I don't know who she is. I don't know anything about her. I don't know her name. I've only seen her through a window.
Do you go around looking through windows?
Through a restaurant window.
Oh, I see. You stand staring through the window watching her eat.
Oh, no. She's a waitress.
A waitress? Why, Blair, why you wouldn't marry. You couldn't marry a waitress.
Well, I don't know. With a servant problem, what it is, it might not be such a bad idea. Oh, Marcia, if you'll excuse me, I think I'll run over to town.
Yes, you better hurry, or you might miss the lunch hour.
Well, goodbye, Marcia.
Goodbye, Blair.
So here you are. What do you mean by getting here so late?
Late?
2 hours late?
Why, it's only half past.
Half past what?
I don't know. The darn thing is stopped.
Say, how many times do I have to tell you to come in through the kitchen and not through the front? And with your hat on. Don't you ever walk through my restaurant with your hat on.
Send off.
What?
You forget yourself.
Your Highness.
Don't salute.
Your Highness?
Don't call me Your Highness. You think I want my friends to know that the Grand Duke of Czechoslovakia is working in a third-class restaurant?
Third class?
Oh, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I apologize.
But you're not.
It's fourth class.
How dare you?
Send off.
What?
Are you or are you not a loyal supporter of the ducal family of Czechoslovakia?
Haven't I proven my loyalty? Why, even when you squandered all your people's money on the dancer, Naskarova.
Oh, don't mention that woman's name to me.
And when you had to flee the country for your life in fear of your people's anger and landed in New York City penniless, helpless, who was it took you in? Not out, in. It was me, Shendorf, me, your old chef.
Well, you may yet prove your loyalty further.
How, Your Highness?
Give me next Thursday off. Send off.
I knew it'd be something like that. Every time you start that loyalty business, you always get a twist. That's what you got there.
A letter from a very charming lady. who says she met me in Monte Carlo.
Who is it?
A Mrs. Tenbrock.
Oh, Mrs. Tenbrook. Yes. I see you're getting your mail at the consulate.
Sure. You don't think I want my society friends to know how I earn a living and my real address? Do you? Shendorf.
But
Are you loyal?
I'm loyal.
You may kiss my hand.
Your Highness. Oh, how do you do, Mr. Farrell? Gracious. How many in your party this evening?
8 tonight, please.
8? I don't know, Mr. Farrell. I'm pretty well filled up.
Oh, come on, Pops. You've always got something for me.
Well, maybe we find something on the other side.
Right.
Take a look at this room, Mr. Farrell. See, this is about the only place I have for so large a party, Mr. Farrell. Maybe perhaps the ladies wouldn't like it, so far away from the dancing. Hmm?
No ladies, Pops.
No?
It's a sort of a bachelor dinner.
Oh, Mr. Farrell, you're not going to be married.
Well, yes and no.
Yes.
So we're not having just one bachelor dinner, but a series. Whimsical idea.
Yeah, splendid idea. That is, if you have them all here. Well, I get everything fixed up for you, just what you want. Make yourself at home, Mr. Farrell.
Thanks, Pops.
You.
I've eaten in every restaurant in New York looking for you.
Really?
Let me help you.
Look what we've done. It's on the wrong side.
There you are. What's your name?
Sally?
Sally. Oh, that's heavy. What's your other name, Sally?
Green. Sally Green.
Well, what's funny about that? Sally Green is a pretty name.
That isn't all of it. My full name is Sally Bowling Green.
You're not kidding me.
Certainly not.
You wouldn't do that.
Certainly not. Look what we've done.
Oh, how silly. How long have you been here?
About a week.
Oh, if I'd known that, I'd have met you about a week sooner. Sally Bowling Green.
Really, it's not a laughing matter. I was named after a telephone exchange.
Hello.
Hello. Oh.
Excuse it, please. Tell me another.
It's true. I was found on the doorstep of a telephone exchange. The Bowling Green Exchange.
You're not serious.
I am.
Oh, I say now.
Really, truly serious.
You're an unusual girl. Tell me more about yourself.
Oh. There isn't much more to tell.
I'm waiting.
I was in an orphan asylum until they didn't want me on their hands anymore. Then they got me a job. Washing dishes.
You poor kid.
Oh, don't feel sorry for me, please. I didn't feel the least bit sorry for myself. You see, Mr.
Farrell. Blair Farrell.
Well,
Life has not been as easy for you as it has been, we'll say, for me.
I suppose not.
It's been a struggle for you. You've had to fight. You're fighting for something right now. Something beyond all this. Aren't you?
Yes.
I knew it. You're that kind of a girl. What is it, Sally? Tell me. Perhaps I can help you.
All my life, as long as I can remember, I've wanted to dance. There was an old woman who taught me my first step when I was in the orphan asylum. Then later, when I was working in restaurants and washing dishes, then as a waitress, I kept practicing all the time, telling myself I'd be a great dancer someday. Then when I lost my last job, I told myself I'd starve before I'd be a waitress again. I'm not even a waitress here. I just set the table. Everything's away. Sweet. Mop at the floors. It's discouraging. Mr. Farrell.
I know it must seem discouraging, Sally. But things are bound to look up.
That's what I keep telling myself. But somehow, it never seems to work out.
Please don't be offended if I preach to you a while. Tears are out of place in eyes that were meant to smile. There's a way to make your very biggest trouble small. Here's the happy secret of it all. Look for the silver lining whenever a cloud appears in the blue. Remember somewhere the sun is shining, and so the right thing to do is make it shine for you. A heart full of joy and gladness will always banish sadness and strife. So always look for the silver lining and try to find the sunny side of life.
As I set these tables, I'll keep following your plan, till I see the bright deceive every trade and tan. I am sure your point of view believes in it. So I'll keep repeating my look for the silver lining whenever a cloud appears in the blue. Remember somewhere
feel better, Sally?
Oh, yes, Mr. Farrell. You've been so kind.
Pops, you're just the man I want to see. Well, is everything all right, Mr. Farrell?
Oh, everything's wonderful.
That's fine. You know, we try to please.
Pop, I wonder if
I haven't got a drop in the place. I wouldn't dare with this new Jones law.
Oh, no. Pops, I wonder if you realize that you have a great dancer here working as a bus girl.
Who?
Your new girl, Sally.
No.
Yes.
Well, what do you know about her?
I know all about her.
Yes?
Oh, she's the most wonderful, sweetest thing in the world, and besides that, she's a great dancer.
Yes?
She's just a bit down on her luck. She'd make a hit in your show. Why don't you give her a chance? Let her go on. Show what she can do.
Well, I'd like to do it, Mr. Farrell, but you see, I'm short-handed. I can't spare.
Oh, not tonight, then some other night.
All right, Mr. Farrell, sometime. Yes.
Tomorrow night?
Are you sure she's a good dancer?
Oh, I'm positive.
All right, Mr. Farrell, tomorrow night.
Oh, good boy, Pop. Remember now, that's a promise.
Oh, for a good customer like you, Mr. Farrell, I do it.
Oh, thanks, Pop.
No, it's all right. Thank you. Later.
Sally, I have good news for you.
What?
It's all fixed with Pops. You're to go on tomorrow night.
Oh, no.
Yes.
You mean I'm going to get a chance to dance?
It's all fixed.
Isn't that wonderful? I can't believe it.
It's true.
Oh, Mr. Farrell, I'm so happy. Why, I just don't know what to say.
Oh, don't try.
Oh, that's marvelous. I don't know how to thank you, Mr. Farrell.
Oh, that's all right, Sally.
Oh, you're the most wonderful man I really am.
Boy, this is wonderful. Oh, Sally. Sally? Yes, Sally. For years, the world's been singing, I wonder what's become of Sally, and here Blair's had her hidden all this time.
No, boy, this is no laughing matter. I'm simply mad about this, Sally.
Oh, forget her.
Forget her? How could I forget her? How could anyone forget the most adorable, most beautiful... Why, boys, I haven't words to express what I really do think of her.
But some night I will write a theme song, a dream song, a refrain. I'll write candidly and clearly, sincerely and plain. Then to the girl of my dreams divine, I'll sing this song of mine. Oh, Sally, I have a song to sing to you. Sally, I have a heart to bring to you. I'm not concealing, I'm just revealing that I've a feeling we will be pals. Sally, you'll never know how far I go to make you care. I'd even trade my sweet Charlotte for a
matter, Connie?
Nothing. Everything.
Aw, cheer up, Connie. Just think, tomorrow night I'm going to get a chance to dance in front of a real audience. Aren't you glad?
Sure. Sure, I'm glad. For you, Sally.
Oh, come on, smile, Connie.
I guess I can't smile anymore.
A heart full of joy and gladness will always fight sadness and strife. So is the heart that silver lining and try to find the sunny side of life. There now. Don't you feel better?
Sure. I guess I do.
Oh, come on. Face the sun. Then you can't see any shadows.
That's easy enough for you to say, Sally. You've got everything. Youth and ambition and talent. I haven't even got a country I can call my own.
Oh, Connie, things aren't as bad as they really look.
No, they're worse. Hello, Sally.
Oh, Mr. Sparrow.
You tired?
Oh, a little.
How would you like to take a drive before you go home?
Fine.
Will you?
Yes.
Oh, fine.
you so quiet?
Oh, I was just thinking.
About what?
About you, Sally.
Me?
Thinking what a great success you're going to be tonight. And how proud I'll feel.
Oh, if I only make good.
Oh, you will.
I hope so.
You'll not only make good tonight, Sally, but from tonight on, everything will be just as you would wish it.
Oh, I can't believe it. And I owe it all to you.
No. You owe it to yourself. I wonder if sometime when you're famous, have your name up in lights, and I come around to the theater and send my name back, will you see me? Will you remember me?
Remember you? Why, I could never forget you.
Do you mean that, Sally?
Why, of course. You're the most wonderful. Isn't this a gorgeous spot?
Oh, it is beautiful, Sally.
Like a wonderful dream.
Now there's magic in the stars that gleam. It would be tragic to find it a dream. Here is the girl, here is the boy, here is the moon. If I'm dreaming, don't wake me too soon. Here is the breeze, swaying the trees, singing the breeze. If I'm dreaming, don't wake me too soon. And I know that it's your love who will give you to our temptation of you. Here is the girl, here is the boy, here is the world. If I'm dreaming, don't wake me
Well, here's good news. Constantine, Grand Duke of Czechoslovakia, has accepted my invitation and will be at our garden fete tomorrow. He remembers me from Monte Carlo.
He ought to. I thought I was going to have a duke for a stepfather.
Masha,
Well, it looked that way for a while.
Masha, please.
I wish Blair would hurry. I'm hungry.
Wonder where he is.
Mr. Farrell telephoned, madam. Said he'd be unable to be here for luncheon. We'll see you at the theater this evening.
Very well. Come, Masha.
you're going to jump, jump. Hey, that's fine.
Oh, wait a minute. I would like to get a nice table for two where we can kitty.
Sorry, the place is crowded.
Oh, waiter, I think if you get a nice quiet place, I could,
Convince me.
There.
$20. For that, you can have the place. Come right this way.
Yes, come on, dearie. Yes.
Come right this way, Admiral. Take it easy now. Easy. Now, Commodore, how would that be up there on the poop deck? Would you like that?
Oh, is it safe?
Safe? It's as safe as she is with you.
Is it joking? Where is it, dearie?
She's a panic.
Yes. Go ahead, dearie.
There you are.
Yes.
Come right up. It's wonderful.
Yes, it is.
Come right up.
It's just wonderful. Yes.
Come on, my baby.
Take it easy.
Now, come up, dearie.
That's fine. Isn't that Hey, Admiral. No playing on the ladder.
I'm not playing on your ladder.
I'll help you. Come on. You want another ride?
Well...
Yes, go right ahead. There you are.
Don't fall this time, honey.
Go right up. Go right up.
Don't do that.
Go right up.
Come on. Like this.
There you are. All right?
Don't do it again, will you?
No. All right. Up you go.
Oh, honey.
Wait.
Oh!
Hey.
My poor little precious.
Are you all right?
Yes.
Easy.
If you drop me, I'll show you.
Look down. Hey. Please. There you are.
My head. Where's that? Where's my head?
Your head? All right. Speak for yourself, Admiral.
Hold on, sweetheart.
Hey.
Hold on.
All right? There you are. Go right up, Admiral. Oh. There you are. Come on up. Come on.
My poor little precious.
Take care of those things. You go and get ready for your number.
Oh, is it time?
Sure. Next.
Oh, I'm nervous. I don't know what to do.
You don't have to be nervous. Gosh, you're going to be great.
You think so, Connie?
Think so? I know so. Going to have all my fingers crossed.
Oh, thanks, Connie.
Here we are, Mr. Hooper.
So, you were late.
Enough. Not a word. Papa late, but Papa couldn't help.
Some of your swell society dames been calling you up?
Rosie? No. I've been down to the custom house getting Madame Noskarova's trunks through the customs.
Noskarova? Oh, that's the dame that kicked the crown off the head of the Grand Duke.
None other. The gal in person. She leaves on tonight's train from Montreal and makes her first American appearance tomorrow night at Mrs. Penbrook's garden party under the personal direction and management of Otis Hemingway Hooper.
Oh, Opie, you're wonderful.
Now, what are you doing?
I just told Sally to go and get ready for her number.
Yeah. Since when have you been running this restaurant? Let me tell you something.
Shandor.
Your Highness.
Don't salute.
But, Your Highness, there's a couple of people over here want waiting on. Go on, quick, hurry.
On one condition.
Well, what is it?
I got Thursday night off.
That's Not a chance.
Shandor.
Your Highness.
Thursday night off?
Yes.
Shandor, you may kiss my hand.
Your Highness. Oh, Ulysses. If I could only say what I'm feeling.
Anything you crave, Rosie. I'm broad-minded. Go ahead. Good evening. Regular dinner? Regular dinner, I should say not. We're out to celebrate. We're going to kick the boards right smack out of the box stall. Go ahead, Rosie. Anything you like.
I'll have some broth.
Some broth. Yes, miss. And you, sir?
I'll have some mutton.
Mutton. Mutton broth.
No mutton, Jeff. Rosie, I brought the baby with me. You and I.
Surprise. I'll get you 3 glasses.
Just a minute. You'll get 3 glasses.
Sure, that's right.
You'll get 2 glasses.
Why? Aren't you drinking?
I'll have fresh caviar, melon supreme, chicken gumbo Creole,
Yeah.
breast of chicken sauté Washington,
I see.
alligator pear salad, and floating cart with fresh
Just a
strawberries.
minute, Floaty. Just a minute. Waiter. See you a minute, please. No. I have $10. And only $10. What would you suggest?
Another restaurant.
You dirty dog.
Oh, here you are, sir. Table for 2. Sit right down. Been expecting you.
Then I'll have roast for cheese and crackers and...
You will, eh? Well, you won't. Just a minute. I'll handle this. Bring us a dozen clams.
A dozen clams.
Yes.
Will your lady be sitting with you?
Of course. Why not?
I hate to see 13 at the same table.
Calm yourself, Rosie. Sit down.
1 dozen clams. On the fire.
Waiter. Just a minute. After you've eased in here with the clams, you may bring in a couple of bowls of oxtail soup.
Oxtail soup. That's going a way back for that.
Now listen, if that's going too far back, you may bring in here some mulligatawny.
What?
Mulligatawny.
Yeah. Mulligatawny.
Yes, mulligatawny. Mulligatawny.
Yeah. Well, mulligatawny.
Waiter. Come here. I don't believe you know what mulligatawny is.
Oh, well, sure I do.
You do, eh? All right. We're all together. Let's have it. What is mulligatawny?
Mulligatawny?
Yes.
Well,
come, my boy. Come, my boy.
Mulligatawny.
Yes, mulligatawny.
Well, it's not sweetbreads.
No.
I knew it wasn't sweetbreads.
I know it isn't. Go ahead. What is it? Mulligatawny?
Well, mulligatawny is like, if, for instance, if you get up in the morning and if you've got a cup, you...
Listen, wait a minute. I'll tell you. That's enough. I'll tell you what mulligatawny is. Mulligatawny is a zoop.
So what?
Zoop.
Oh, it's a zoop. Go.
You wanted on the phone, Mr. Hooper.
Thanks.
Who is she?
It's not a she. It's a he.
A he. Maybe another kiss.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? I know, she's such a lovely dress. You can go. Hurry.
It's a waste of her.
There we are, Angel.
I got job, didn't you? Ooh, waiter, my hat.
Your what?
My hat.
Your hat. You had no hat. You came in here with a cap.
I did not. I had a hat set.
I'm sorry you came in with a plaid cap. I remember it distinct.
Why, there's your hat.
Yeah, that's it.
All safe and sound.
Now we're all set.
There you are. There's your hat.
Look at you ruined my hat.
Ruined it? Why, that's the way they're wearing them now.
It is, son. I paid $45 for that.
I'll buy you a new hat. That's going to
You
be all
can't
right.
buy another hat like that. Oh, he's ruined my hat.
Don't cry now. There's a nice balloon for you. Isn't that nice? Now, is that all right?
I want a red one.
You want a red one?
A red one, yes. A red balloon.
All right, there.
And a red one.
There's a red one for you.
Yeah.
Now, is that nice?
Terrible.
What's terrible?
She isn't coming.
Who isn't coming?
That female snake, that Russian homewrecker, Madame Naskarova.
What?
She met a prince or some other cluck at supper, and they have eloped. What am I going to do? I've guaranteed to deliver her tomorrow night at Mrs. Henbrook's garden party. What am I going to do? Oh, Sally, you're on next. Now, don't be nervous.
Oh, Mr. Shendoff,
Yeah?
have you seen Mr. Farrell?
No, I haven't seen him tonight. I'm going out now and make the announcement.
Will you pardon me a moment there? By the way, will you order some ginger ale while I'm gone?
Sure.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an added attraction on our program this evening. Miss Sally Green will entertain you with singing and dancing. I thank you.
Pardon me, please.
Every girl has some ambition, likewise I have mine. Just to gain a high position near the stars that shine. There are lots of ways to get there, I suppose. As for me, I'll try to get there on my toes. For I don't want to drive a packer that's highly lacquered. All I want to do is dance. And say I don't care for that queer sensation everybody gets from aviation. All I want to do is dance. Don't care for bridge or polo, tennis or roulette. Don't want to sing a solo in an operette to play in melodrama. That's what for me. I could let my feet do all my acting for me. All I want to do is
Thank you very much.
You know, I've seen that kid somewhere before.
Oh, Connie, tell her she's wonderful. Tell her she's marvelous.
Boy, she's sensational.
I got it. She's the dame that spilled the trail of spaghetti and tomatoes on your new suit.
Oh, that's the waitress that wanted to dance at Mrs. Tenbrook's garden party.
Yeah.
Well. That opens up a new line of thought.
He says you're marvelous.
Oh, yeah?
Well, he ought to know.
Why, Sally, what's the matter?
Nothing, General.
Oh, tell Pops all about it. Is it money? Oh, don't you worry. I double your salary. Twice I double it. 3 times I double it. And you don't have to carry a tray never again. How's that?
Thank you, Mr. General.
And from now on, you're going to be my star act. Oh, come on, you little smile, Sally. Come on, little smile, little smile. Ah, that's better, that's better. Say, where's Sally?
She hasn't been here all evening.
Not tonight?
No.
But it's time for her to go on for her number.
Mr. Sandoff,
What?
I heard Sally talking to a guy by the name of Hooper here last night.
Hooper?
Yes.
What did he want?
Well, he was offering her a proposition to dance at the Tenbrook home tonight on Long Island.
Tonight? That dirty loafer. So that's the reason he's been hanging around here watching these numbers. I'll fix him. I'll call up the police station and have him arrested right away. The kid snapper. It's not a laughing matter. That's my star act. And she's gone. She's not...
The most wonderful-looking girl you ever saw just drove up to the gate. Say, you should see the fuss that men are making her up there. She's a knockout, the best of you.
Mr. Otis Hooper.
Well, of all people, I'm awfully glad to meet you. Put her in high. Excuse my left. You see, this is my drinking arm, and I expect to do a lot of elbow bending tonight. Of course, you know who I am.
No, sir, I don't.
You don't? Oh, no. Dear, what will my mother say? Why, I am Mr. Otis Hooper, personal manager of Madame Naskarova.
Yes, of course. I hope nothing has happened.
She's here.
Madame Naskarova. Madame Naskarova. Madame Naskarova.
Please. Oh, what a lovely garden. Il est charmant.
Good evening, madame.
Bonsoir. May I come down?
If you will honor us.
Rosie?
Please take mon petit baby and give him what you call the air. Oui, madame.
Yes, Rosie, walk the dog.
Ah, this place, it is beautiful. It reminds me of the garden of my dear friend, the Crown Prince of Siam. Très, très charmant.
Madame Naskarova, I want you to meet Mrs. Tenbrook.
How do you do? How do you do? How do you do?
Je suis enchantée de faire votre connaissance, mademoiselle. On me déclare vous êtes une très grande artiste. And thank.
Say oui.
Oui.
Oh, yes, she's right. Oui.
I want you to meet Mr. Farrell.
What name did you say?
Mr. Farrell.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Her face is very familiar. Haven't I seen her before?
Well, her pictures were in all the papers at the time the great Russian writer Sordov fought a duel about her with the vice president of Switzerland.
How dreadful. Was either of them killed?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Does she say she doesn't remember?
Oh, they shot each other. But were they both killed, Otis?
Well, I don't quite recall. But it seems to me one of them never healed up. It didn't do them any good.
But why bother? There are so many Russians. And what good is a vice president anyway?
Oh, lady, burn my clothes. She says the sweetest things.
Some girl.
You bet your life.
Introduce me, will you?
Sure, I'm broad-minded. Madame Naskarova, I want you to meet a very dear old friend of mine. What's the name, please?
Spelvin.
Savin?
No, Spelvin.
Oh, yes, one of the old spells. I remember your country home, Dandruff on the Knob. A beautiful place. Mr. Spelvin, Madame Naskarova. Mrs. N, Mr. S. Get together, folks. Dish.
Madame Naskarova, I'm writing up this affair for social topics. I'd like to have a brief story of your life.
Ah, mon Dieu. The police with the press of paper.
I can't believe it. You look as innocent as a primrose.
I am just the opposite of primrose. There's nothing prim about me.
You pardon our intrusion, our confusion is sublime. We never seen a girl at all like you.
I don't think this unwise, unconventional. The typeness appears over me.
We're like a fresh flower up from our domestic line. An orchid that will fill us with delight.
Alas, I'm not a blossom so original. An oxygen cannot display me to
You're like a burning flame. We know your name.
but all the same, I'm just a world, not a primavera. Name me if you can. I'm a rose to suit any man. Some passion flower, this is my own. Who'll get me? No one knows. I'm just a wild, wild rose. Romantic, excited, delighted, it's thrilling, just doing. I'm willing to play my part. Shall I lose my heart? Who can tell? It's the magic spell enchanting.
You're charming, alarming, so tender, capricious, delicious. We love you, you're just so sweet. We are as so free. You're just a wild, wild rose. Just a wild rose, not a prim and wild rose. Blame her if you can. She's a rose to suit any man. Compassion, power, this is her hour. No one knows.
Grand Duke of Czechoslovakia. His Royal Highness Constantine, Grand Duke of Czechoslovakia.
I thank you for this wonderful reception. For the past 2 weeks, I've been waiting. I've been waiting for this night. And, well, of course, I had a little difficulty in getting here. My Prime Minister objected. But I overruled his objections. And tonight, tonight, somebody else is taking my orders. I mean, giving my orders. And tonight, I am going to sit at the table to dine.
Good evening, Your Highness.
Well,
I am Mrs. Tenbrock.
Mrs. Tenbrock. Well.
To be sure. Mrs. Tenbrock. You look charming.
Thank you, Your Highness. Your Highness, let me present Mrs. Weatherby.
Mrs. Weatherby. Ah, you look charming, Mrs. Weatherby.
This is indeed an honor, Your Highness. Will you dine with me tomorrow?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, but a lot of people are coming to my place to dine.
I'm so sorry.
Your Highness, let me present Mrs. Oliphant.
Oh, Mrs. Elephant?
Oliphant.
Oh, Oliphant. Mrs. Oliphant, you look charming.
Thank you, Your Highness. Do you know I adore Europe?
Really?
I go there every summer.
Every summer?
Every summer.
Oh, you have traveled extensively.
Indeed.
Tell me, are your stays long?
Your Highness.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was wrong.
Beg your pardon, Mrs. Tenbrock, but have you seen Madame Noskarova?
No, I haven't.
What name did you say?
Madame Noskarova.
Oh. You'll oblige me by not mentioning that lady's name again in my presence.
Do you know the lady?
Know her? She was in the palace the night the revolutionists broke in. It was she who called me at the first alarm. But alas, too late. She seized the crown jewels and fled from my castle in Czechoslovakia.
Now, isn't that cute? Walk up and down. Oh, that's darling. Give the train a kick. That's so cute. Hey, listen, Sally. Do you mind if I run downstairs a minute? I'll bet that bozo of mine has grabbed off every woman in the place.
No, go ahead, Rosie.
Hello, Claire.
Hello, Dad.
I've been looking for you, my boy. I wanted to tell you how happy I am about tonight.
Happy?
Happy, yes.
Oh, you mean about my engagement?
Well, most certainly. What else could I be? To unite these two great families in marriage, my boy, I feel as though I have achieved at last something worthwhile.
Oh, yes.
I just wanted you to know, my boy, that I'm happy.
the girl.
Here is the boy, here is the moon. If I'm dreaming, don't wake me.
Sally.
Pardon, monsieur. But I am not Marie.
No? Who are you then?
Why are you so anxious to know?
Well, you're so exactly like a poor little girl I know who works in a restaurant.
But you think I am this poor little girl who works in a restaurant?
Oh, no. Of course not. Why, that's ridiculous.
Why ridiculous?
Well, your clothes. And your foreign accent.
This is a friend of yours. Is she nice?
She's rather nice, but not nearly so charming as you are.
Merci.
You know, you're exactly what I would want to have made of her.
Ah, you don't like her as she is.
Yes, I do. But then she hasn't had the education you've had, nor the experiences in life.
No?
No.
No, of course not.
And though she looks like you, she isn't nearly as pretty.
You don't think it might be, well, just the clothes?
Certainly not. Why, clothes mean nothing to me. If you were wearing rags, you'd look even more charming.
You don't mean that.
Yes, I do. I never believed in love at first sight before. But then it isn't first sight, because you're exactly like an elder sister of this poor little girl, whom I was half in love with already.
Half in love?
Well, something like that.
Nonsense. That's not love. It's just the effect of this beautiful garden, the scent of flowers and the music, and bonsoir, monsieur, bonsoir, monsieur.
Oh, Sally.
Who do you think is here? Flo Ziegfeld.
Yeah, and who do you think is here? The Grand Duke of Czechoslovakia.
Who?
The Grand Duke of Czechoslovakia.
And the prisoner ate a hearty breakfast.
Surely, Your Highness, you remember Madame Naskarova?
What name did you say?
Madame Naskarova.
Naskarova? Why, to be sure. Madame Naskarova.
Oui, your face is rather familiar.
You bet your sweet life it is. This is indeed a surprise, madam. I'm sure our hostess will pardon us if two old friends take a stroll through the garden.
Certainly, Your Highness.
Come, madame.
Well, I'll be back, Mother.
How do you do, Mrs. Tenbrook?
Oh, hello, Blair. I was afraid you weren't coming.
I'm very sorry. Forgive me. Hello, Marcia. Who is that beautiful creature?
Madame Naskarova.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Oh, she's gorgeous. Excuse me, please.
Now, what do you make of that?
I'm sure I don't know, Mother.
Well, I'll soon find out.
Sally, what's the game? What are you doing here?
Well, never mind about that. What are you doing here?
Well,
Sally. Hello, Connie. Oh, don't be frightened. I won't give you away. But I would like to speak to Sally alone.
I get you. Well, mulligatawny.
Oh, Sally, darling, I haven't thought of anything but you.
You didn't seem to think so well of me a while ago.
Oh, I was only kidding. I knew who you were all the time.
Did you really?
Why, of course.
Then you're not infatuated with this terrible Noscarova woman.
Why, no.
Oh. Why didn't you come back to see me last night?
Why, I told Connie to tell you that I had to leave early to meet some friends at the theater.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Oh, Sally, you look beautiful. Where'd you get this dress? And why Noscarova?
I can't explain now, but you've always been so nice to me. You won't give me away, will you?
Why, of course not. Oh, Sally, I love you.
Why, Blair, what's the matter?
Sally, I hadn't the right to...
Rover, they want you for your dance.
Will you excuse me?
Certainly.
You will come back to see me this time, won't you?
Yes, Sally.
John, I've just seen the most terrible thing. What? Blair making love to Noscarova.
Noscarova?
Yes.
Impossible.
I saw them with my own eyes.
What's to be done?
I know. I'll announce the engagement of Blair and Marcia immediately after her number.
You're right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a great treat in store for you. You are now about to be entertained by none other than the famous Madame Noscarova in some of her native dances.
My dear friends, now that you're all here, it gives me great pleasure to announce the engagement of my daughter Marcia to Mr. Blair Farrell. Now, madame, you may go on with your dance.
Go get him, Sonny Loafer. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, come back here, you Sonny Loafer, you. We've got you now. How's the girl? What girl? You know that girl, my little Sally. The one what you stole and kidnapped from my restaurant. I don't know anything about your Sally. Yes, you do.
Hey, listen, if you don't tell us what you did to that little girl, we're going to make it plenty tough for you.
I tell you, I don't know anything about the girl. You do? You do? Come on here. Where am I? Listen, where's my Sally? Come here. Where's my Sally? Come on. Where's my Sally? Listen, don't be stepping on my feet. No stepping on your feet. Come on inside, officers. I'll find my Sally. Now listen, please. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There she is. There's my Sally. Now listen, there must be some mistake here, boys. You don't... Oh, Sally, Sally, I've hunted all over New York for you.
What does this mean?
It means the scoundrel here stole my little Sally. You kid-snapper.
Oh, there must be some mistake. This is Madame Noscarova, the great Russian dancer.
You think I'm crazy? That's my little Sally.
Send off.
Your Highness.
Have you lost your mind? This is Madame Noscarova.
Oh, you leave her my poor head. What the heck? What's going on here?
Why, you're drunk.
I'm not drunk, and I won't be insulted by you. You're nobody, just one of my waiters.
Waiters?
Waiters? Yes, sir. And a rotten waiter.
Now we know he's mad. Take him away. Release Mr. Hooper at once.
What do you mean, take it back?
Madam Naskarova, I'm extremely sorry for this disturbance. Won't you please go on with your dance?
No, I'm not going to pretend anymore.
Madam Naskarova.
Oh, the Duke is just trying to save me from being humiliated. He knows I'm not really Madame Naskarova.
What?
Mr. Shendoff was right. I am Sally, and I worked in his restaurant. Now that you know this, if you want me to dance for you, I will.
Thank you. I don't think we'd be interested in your performance.
Oh, I see. As long as you thought I was this terrible person, you were crazy about me. But now you're not interested in me anymore. I'm not good enough for you and your guests.
Mr. Hooper's car for this young lady.
That won't be necessary. Sally, I'll take you home. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the honor to bid you good night.
But I can explain all that.
Sally, I'm terribly sorry about all this.
You were engaged all the time.
Oh, Sally, won't you let me explain?
I don't see how anything could explain that. Are you ready, Connie? Come in.
Hello, Sally.
Oh, dear.
How are you?
Hello, Sally.
Rosie.
How do you feel, Sally?
I'm all right.
All right. Listen, just cast a fond-loving eye on that, honey.
What is it?
What is it? Why, it's a contract to feature you in the Ziegfeld Follies. Why, what's the matter, Sally? Come on, snap out of it.
I wish I could snap out of it, Otis. I can't.
You can't? Why, listen, you know what this means? This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Why, you'll be the biggest hit on Broadway.
You think so, Otis?
Do I think so? I know it. This fellow Ziggy is just crazy about you.
Really?
Yes. Now, what do you say? Hey?
Oh, I...
Oh, come on now. Come on, Sally.
You and Rosie have been so kind to me that... Well, I'll try awfully hard.
Oh, that's great. Everything is rosy now, isn't it, Rosie? Now, listen. roses are red and violets blue. Ha ha. The poor sap ought to get 20 years for that. A quaint old Irish sentiment. Mazel tov. Joseph Ginsburg. Commercialism.
What are you doing?
Oh, I was just putting my card in some of these flowers.
Well, you've got your nerve.
She's all right. Who's all right? Sally Green. Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
Thanks, boys. You've been awfully kind to me.
What's all the noise about?
Those are the boys that Sally met at the Ten Brown. Don't you remember?
Sure.
Oh, Sally, you were wonderful. I just knew you'd make good.
Thanks, Ralphie.
Dolly, you're marvelous. I'm proud of you, little girl. Proud of
Come
you.
in.
Dolly.
Daddy.
Surprise! Can I come in?
Thanks,
Oh, look at all the wonderful flowers. All yours, Sally?
I suppose so.
Oh, Sally, you were marvelous tonight. Gosh, I'm proud to know you. You're the biggest success in New York.
Oh, thanks, Connie. It doesn't mean so much to me.
What?
Oh, I know I shouldn't talk this way to such good old friends. But that's the way I feel about it.
Sally, I think I understand. We better get out and give Sally a chance to change her clothes.
Come in.
Well, here I am.
Oh. Hello, Mr. Shendoff.
Why, Sally, you seem disappointed. Were you expecting Mr. Farrell?
You see, Blair wrote me 2 letters asking me to forgive him. But I wrote back that I never wanted to speak to him again. I haven't heard a thing from him since. Men are so stupid.
You know, Sally, I'm the happiest man in the whole world tonight. And all because you have made such a wonderful success. But I knew you could do it all the time. You bet your life. Look what I've got for you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Shendoff.
They didn't come from me.
No?
No. Here, look inside with the note what it says.
He says he's awfully sorry for what happened on that night. Someday, when I forgive him, if I ever do, I'm to send him one of these roses.
Well, how are you going to keep them? You know, after 2 or 3 days, you know, they won't smell so pretty. But you want me to give it to him now? Uh-huh.
If you can find him.
Well, I'll find him. You know, it may take a week, or it might take a month, but I'll find him. Oh, Sally.
Yeah?
Suppose I find Mr. Farrell. Shall I tell him that you forgive him?
Yeah. Oh, no. Don't do that. I want to make him ask me a lot of times before I forgive him.
Oh, I see. You don't want to think don't want him to think that you've just been waiting for him to come around, huh?
That's it, exactly.
I see.
And Sandal! Oh, Sandal! Well,
Sally, dear,
oh, that's not fair.
what you do forgive me, don't you?
I haven't said so, have I?
Sally, please.
Just a minute, please. Now we'll get one more in a nice matrimonial kiss, eh? All right, kiss the lady. All right, hold it. Hold it.
Turn my mic on. There we go. Now I think we got it. Wow, I'm on a huge delay here. Okay, this is going to take a second for here. Make sure my mic is working. I think it's working. Okay, yeah, my mic is working. Okay, good. I want to make sure that was working. Let me see if I can get rid of my delay. What I'm doing is I'm monitoring my own stream as it goes out. Yeah, I'm on an 18-second delay here. So let me see if I can get rid of that here so it makes it a little bit easier for me to. All right, there we go. I think that's a little bit better. Okay, also I don't know if my sync is right. Let me check my sync here. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Yeah, okay, it looks okay. Close enough. Close enough. So that was Sally. And let me see if I can. It was a fun little film. I don't know. It's hard, you know. The state of the art, you know, has changed quite a lot. You know, they got a lot more things they can do. Just technically, they got a lot more things, and then acting wise, and you know, the narratives and everything are all developed. So it's, you know, at the time it was considered a really good movie, and it's still fun to watch, I think. So yeah, clap. Peekaboo draws. Oh, let me just for the VOD here. Let me quickly go through. I don't put the chat up on the screen. I don't know how to do that yet. I haven't figured that out yet. So let me just for the VOD. Let me just say the chat that we did during the movie. Peekaboo Draws joined us here, and shout out to Peekaboo Draws. Let me see if I can do that here. See if my shout out works. see if that works. Did that work? Yeah, it worked. Cool. Okay. So so anyway, so a couple things came up while the movie was playing. Peekaboo asked about color because there was a spot in the film where it switched to color and sepia a little bit, and then it went back to black and white. And I answered in the chat here, and I'll answer here on the stream. What happened was the original film was made all color, and it was back then. The way they did color was it was a 2-color process. I'm pretty sure this was the 2-color process at that time. So the color isn't like you see in like Wizard of Oz or something like that. It's different. It's but it still has an appearance of being color. So what happened was they filmed the whole thing in color, and when it premiered and everything and went to all the theaters, it was in color. But at that time, of course, there were a lot of theaters that didn't have the proper equipment or whatever for color or whatever. I think that's what it was. Anyway, they made black and white prints as well as color prints. And, over time, most of the prints, deteriorated, and the only one that they had that was, in good enough shape to see and play and watch and everything was in black and white, and that's all they had for a long time. And they also they took this thing out of print, I guess. They didn't show it anywhere, even on TV or anything, for like 60 years or something like that. That's another trivia thing about this. But anyway, at some point, like I think it was in the 21st century, they discovered a color print of this thing somewhere in a garage or basement or whatever somewhere, but it was badly deteriorated, and they only got a few fragments out of it. And so that's what you saw in this film here. This print of it is that they took those little fragments of color that they had that they could salvage, and they edited it into it. So that's what that was about. And the sound quality was not very good. It was, if you think about what they were doing here, they had, these huge microphones, and all the audio equipment was done with tubes, right? They had tubes, amplifiers around and everything. So it's amazing that they were able to get what they even did from it, and then also it's been sitting around all this time, and so the audio is not good. It is kind of hard to understand at some point. So I don't know if the narrative is. It makes it more difficult to follow the narrative because a lot of what they say is kind of important to the narrative to know what's going on. And I know it's the first time I saw it, there were a lot of things that I was confused about. Let me see if I can bring that back up here again. And what I'll do is I'll try to comment on some of it. I'm going to bring down the volume on the movie a little bit. Okay, so so this Marilyn Miller was I explained at the beginning before I started the film that she was. This was a play in 1920, I think it was. And then it was adapted to film 3 different times, I think, at least. There was one in it's funny. It's almost a joke, but they did they did a silent version of this thing in 1925 or 24 or something like that, which is, it sounds like a joke, right? They did do a silent movie of a musical, but they did. So they did that, and then they did this film, and then there was another one later on, much more recently. But this Marilyn Miller, she was the woman who was the main one in the play too. She did when it was playing on Broadway. She was the performer that did the Broadway shows too. And so she was available to do this film, so they did the film with her. But there were like lots of things that were confusing to me. Like at the beginning, let's see here if I can find that. Like here they say, I'm going to turn my monitor up a little bit so I can hear this. So this guy comes up and looks in the window and sees Marilyn's character there. And they see each other and smile, and it's not clear what's going on here. At least it wasn't to me. She said your boyfriend's outside to see you. So it sounded to me like, okay, we're picking this relationship in midway somehow. They've been boyfriend girlfriend for a long time, right? And they're seeing each other or whatever. I don't know, you know. And I know her boss tells her to get back to work, whatever. So that was what I was thinking. Okay, they're boyfriend girlfriend. But then later on, where was it here? Somewhere around here, 16 or so. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here they have they come together at this garden party or whatever was going on later on, right? Another scene. And now listen to what they say.
I've eaten in every restaurant in New York before you.
Really?
Let me help.
So he.
Look what we've done. It's on the wrong side.
So he said he was looking for her at every restaurant, right? Like wouldn't have her phone number, or wouldn't know where she lived or whatever, if they were boyfriend girlfriend. And then listen to this, huh?
What's your name?
What's your name? It's so apparently this is where they first meet. And they weren't boyfriend girlfriend, and what was apparently happened there was that her coworker was being ironic or satirical or something, or insane. Hey, Sally, here's your boyfriend. So they never met. They just had seen each other a couple times, I guess, apparently through a window or whatever, or maybe that was the first time they had seen each other. And then she said, "Here's your boyfriend." I don't know. It was very confusing to me anyway when I watched it. I finally figured it out though. And so if you were just watching that thing, oh wait, okay. So if you were just watching this, all the way through there and didn't have the capability of a DVR or whatever to back it up, it would be kind of hard to follow, I think. I wonder how audiences thought about it when they saw it originally. And I mean, there are a lot of films that do that. You can have films where something appears one way and then later on it gets cleared up. In the film. So that happens, and you can figure it out. It was just confusing for me. It's something I noticed. Let's see. Oh, there was another thing on here. To look at the historical context of what's going on. This was 1929 is when this was made. So it was during Prohibition. And, women had just gotten a vote 10 years earlier. And there's just so much going on. The narrative itself is like a, I don't know, Horatio No, that's not. That's for men. But it's like rag to riches, right? So it's like somebody is poor, right? Lower class, and something happens, and they become rich. And that was a very common theme, especially for films in this period, like from the 20s on through the 40s. You know, that was a lot of films were about that. A lot of films were about class, and but one of the things that happened during this thing is prohibition, right? That's what was going on here. And there's something that one of the guys mentioned here that I think is kind of cool. Whoops, let's see here. Here we go. Okay, so I made some notes here, and I don't know if I got it right. Here.
Don't you feel better, Sally?
Oh, yes, Mr. Farrell. You've been so kind.
All right, so yeah, this guy, this guy's the restaurant owner. This guy, he's the restaurant owner, or theater owner, I guess. It's a theater restaurant.
Everything's wonderful. That's fine. You know, we tried to please. I wonder if I haven't got a drop in the place. I wouldn't dare with this new Jones law. Oh, no.
Okay, so what happened there is this guy, the boyfriend or whatever, was asking him, subtly apparently, I don't know, that he says you get some booze, right? Because they're not allowed to serve booze during Prohibition, and the restaurant owner said no, I can't do that, not with this new Jones law. The Jones law was a law that they passed when Prohibition was first enacted in with the 18th Amendment. When was that? I forget when it was, but they had some rules about it, but the penalties weren't too strict, so they were able to have the speakeasies and all this stuff, you know, and get away with it. But then later on, somewhere in the late 20s, before 29, obviously, they came out with something called a Jones Law or whatever, where they made the penalties much more, stiffer penalties. So it was like $10,000 fine or something, which was a lot of money back there. It's still a lot of money, right? And so that's what this reference was here, where this guy said Jones Law.
Just the man I want to speak with. Is everything all right, Mr. Bill? Oh, everything's wonderful. That's fine. You know, we tried to please. I wonder if I haven't got a drop in the place. I wouldn't dare with this new Jones law.
Yeah, so that's what that was all about. If you weren't aware of that, you might not have known what they were talking about there or what was going on. But that's kind of one of those historical context type things to be able to know what was going on in that particular thing. Another cool thing was they had intertitles. You know, it's before they had sound. In silent movies, when they wanted to do dialogue, they put a little title up, you know, an intertitle that had what they were saying, or other information that they wanted to convey that they couldn't convey because there was no sound, right? So they put these little titles up, but they still preserved that in this film. They still had intertitles in here, but they were like, you know, like this one here, 3 o'clock in the morning, right? You know, to tell them that it's early in the morning, right? They could have shown a picture of a clock, but they did it this way. But it's kind of interesting that they put these in here. There were several of these in here, these little intertitles. I thought that was kind of interesting that they did that. And what else is there? Oh yeah, these two guys meet. This is kind of interesting. This guy here, Joe E. Brown. It's not Joey Brown. It's Joe, letter E, middle initial E, Brown. He was a really well-known and popular actor. Oh, we got some. Wait, we got some chat here. I gotta check this out. All right, let's see. Oh, Big Ducky Snow joined us here. Hi, Big Ducky Snow. How are you? Almost 100 years ago. Yeah, it's 95 years ago. Let's see. Big Ducky Snow says, and they're still some of the best films ever made. Yeah, they are. They're fun to watch still. They're different, you know, but they're still fun to watch. Like It Happened One Night, and The Lost Weekend, and anything with Harold Lloyd. Yeah, Harold Lloyd is one of my favorites too. Yeah, he's pretty funny. Last week I did one of his films, Welcome Danger, which was just came out to the public domain on January 1st. January 1st is when all the films come into the public domain that came out for that year, 95 years ago. So a whole bunch of them came into the public domain on January 1st. Okay, and we have a first-time chatter who has cheap viewers that I can get. All I have to do is go to their website, and they'll give me some free cheap viewers. So how about that? Let's see if I can get rid of that guy. All right, cheap viewers. Let's see, I'm hitting the mod here, and it doesn't seem to be working. Okay, I think I got it figured out here. Warn him? No, I don't want to warn him. Time him out. Ban him. Okay, ban him. There he goes. Okay. Sorry, guy. I don't want your cheap viewers. Mod love. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Ducky, for the mod love. Oh my goodness. My own moderator. Yeah, I don't need a mod really. This only happens very rarely. So, anyway, so Joe E. Brown, E is the middle initial. He was very popular, very well known actor. He came from vaudeville, so he was writing. He's in silent movies on up. And he was going to be a baseball player, and he did a movie later on after this that was about baseball, and he played a baseball player in a movie. But in real life, he was actually a baseball player, and he actually gave up. He could have gone into the major leagues and everything, but he gave that up to be an actor because he liked acting more, I guess. But he was well known because he has a large mouth. And you may have noticed that in some of the scenes and stuff. And he played that up throughout his career, that he would open his mouth really large and stuff like that. And he just was loud, right? Kind of so. Anyway, they meet here. And I just thought it was kind of interesting, this little scene here.
What's the matter, Connie?
Nothing. Everything.
Aw, cheer up, Connie. Just think, tomorrow night I'm going to get a chance to dance in front of a real audience. Aren't you glad?
Sure, I'm glad. For you, Sally.
Oh, come on, smile, Connie.
I guess I can't smile anymore.
A heart full of joy and gladness will always find sadness and strife.
Okay, so they just start dancing and everything. If you just saw the movie, I thought it was just kind of funny. I was thinking his mouth looked extremely hard. Yeah, it was. And that's what he was known for, Joey Brown. So everybody who, around this time, even by this time, he was well known, and he was like a household name, right? At that time, but not too many people know him anymore, unless they look at old films and or like to look at all the old films and stuff. So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. What else was there in here? There were a few things in here. Yeah, his dancing was very much like gimmicky or whatever, They had some dancers were just like serious dancers, and most of their moves and stuff were just regular dance moves and stuff. But he was kind of gimmicky, They had another dancer who was like that too. He was doing gimmicks and stuff like that, and it's comedic, They're both doing it now. She did several different styles of dance. I don't know that much about dancing and choreography and all that, but she did tap dancing, she did ballet, she did this Russian dance at one point, and this comedic dancing, and so she apparently was a very talented woman, Oh, got more chat here. Let's see. Where's Mod? Okay, I was thinking his mouth. Oh no, okay, we don't have anyone there. I'm sorry. So he was. Oh, there was another thing here. They had a two men kissed in this film, which I thought was pretty amazing for 1929. It was comedic, but it was kind of funny. I forget where that was in the movie. And they have this guy, right? This whole guy. I mean, it's so these two were similar, comedy type. I know what this thing with the hat. Let's see if I can find that here. Oh no, it's at the end of the thing where they do that. Where he smashes the hat. That's. As soon as I saw that top hat, I knew, okay, at some point it's going to get smashed. That was always. Any comedy, somebody wears a top hat, it's going to get smashed. That was kind of a trope, they did in all the old movies. This was kind of confusing for me too. I didn't quite understand what was going on. She saw her boyfriend out there, and she went out and danced, and she was disappointed, and I wasn't sure exactly what was going on there. If maybe she thought he left in the middle of her thing. I mean, he did leave, right? But he had an excuse or whatever. And the other guy, Joey Brown, was supposed to tell her about it, that he, why he left or whatever. Anyway, it was kind of confusing for me why she was so sad about that. What was going on there? Let's see here. If there's anything else going on. Oh yeah, there was another thing that was kind of earlier. Joey Brown talked to the restaurant owner. He's a waiter at the restaurant, right? And he talked to the restaurant owner, but it was unclear to me. He was here. Let's see if I can find that here. Joey Brown was a waiter at this theater restaurant thing that this guy owned. And at some point here, the restaurant owner is talking to Joey Brown and refers to him as the Duke, and that he was a Duke that had snuck into the country or something and was hiding as a waiter. And they had this whole story, which I thought was all part of the narrative. But it turns out it was not. That he's not a real Duke. He was pretending to be a Duke. I don't know if you guys caught that or not. If you saw all. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was scandalous. I think it was comedic because they thought of it as comedic. Like, well, my guess as to how that was interpreted. Let me find it here. Oh, here it is. Okay, let me just play this little section here. It's towards the end, I guess. Here, let me see. Yeah, here's where he's talking to him about being a duke.
I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I apologize. Which for that? Fourth class.
Okay. Okay. This will take a couple minutes, but I'll play the whole thing so we can talk about it.
So here you are. What do you mean by getting here so late?
Late?
2 hours late?
Why, it's only half past.
Half past what?
I don't know. The darn thing is...
Say, how many times do I have to tell you to come in through the kitchen and not through the front? And with your hat on. Don't you ever walk through my restaurant with your hat on.
Send off.
What?
You forget yourself.
Your Highness.
Don't salute.
Your Highness.
Don't call me Your Highness. Think I want my friends to know that the Grand Duke of Czechoslovakia is working in a third-class restaurant?
Yeah, I've got a monitor here, Ducky. That's what's going on there.
Sorry, I apologize.
Which for that?
Fourth class.
How dare you?
Send off.
What?
Are you or are you not a loyal supporter of the ducal family of Czechoslovakia?
Haven't I proven my loyalty? Where even when you squandered all your people's money on the dancer, Naskarova.
Oh, don't mention that woman's name to me.
And when you had to flee the country for your life in fear of your people's anger and landed in New York City penniless, helpless, who was it took you in? Not out, in. It was me, Shendorf, me, your old chef.
Well, you may yet prove your loyalty further.
How, Your Highness?
Give me next Thursday off. Send off.
I knew it'd be something like that. Every time you stop that loyalty business, you always get a twist. That's what you got there.
A letter from a very charming lady who says she met me in Monte Carlo.
Ooh, who is it?
A Mrs. Tenbrock.
Oh, Mrs. Tenbrock. I see you're getting your mail at the consulate.
Sure. You don't think I want my society friends to know how I earn a living and my real address? Do you? Send off.
But
are you loyal?
I'm loyal.
You may kiss my hand.
Your Highness. Oh, how do you do, Mr. Pell? Gracious. How many in your party this evening?
8 tonight, please.
8? I don't know, Mr. Farrell. I'm pretty well filled up.
Oh, come on, Pop. You've always got something for me. Oh.
Party this
Okay, I'm not. Yeah, that wasn't the one. Anyway, that's where they were talking about him being a duke, which was kind of unusual. I mean, I couldn't figure out what was going on there and why he was. I mean, he's the employer, and then he's trying to be. His employee is asking him to be loyal to him. I mean, it was very the whole thing was very confusing. So I really just didn't understand it. Sorry, I've got I guess that's going to be plugged in there. Okay. Sorry, having a little bit of technical issues there. So I didn't understand what was going on there, because there was no context before that as to what, that he was pretending to be a duke or anything, and from what they were saying there, I couldn't figure it out. And my guess is that, yeah, he was, I mean, later on you learn, right, at the end of the thing, that he was faking. They say he was faking. He was pretending to be a duke. and then they have this Marilyn woman actor. Her character pretends to be somebody famous too. But I thought that's where they had the kiss. I think those were the two that kissed. Was the employer and the other guy, if I remember correctly. But I don't. Let me see if I can find that here. And Big Ducky Snow says. He says he put On with the Show in his watch list. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna put that one up there, but it's I want to take some of these films that went into the public domain and put them out up on YouTube, and I did it with this one. I put it out there, but Welcome Danger is already out there, and On with the Show. I think there are already pretty good copies out there. That other people put out that are really, really good copies. So I guess I don't need to do that for that one. I did watch that one though. That's another one with a lot of show tunes in it and stuff. It's musical, and it's about. It's self-referential, I guess you'd say. It's a movie about the industry, right? It's a movie about being people working in, it's not just a musical. It's a musical about musicals. You know what I mean? Or about people who are working in musicals. Here's something I think is kind of interesting. This is their first kiss. Let's see if I can find it here. There it is. Okay. So watch this. Look at this. This is how they kissed in movies. Okay.
Do you mean that, Sally?
All right, go ahead, kiss her right on the chin.
You're the most wonderful.
Kiss her on the chin. Go ahead. There he goes. He kisses, and there they go. And she, he kisses. So that's how they kissed, and maybe he's born with it. We got it. That one guy looked like he was wearing more makeup than a woman. Yeah, they did that. They did that back then. Yeah, they had a ton of makeup throughout the silent era and everything. And that kind of came from, part of it was just, the film quality and all that kind of stuff. In order for people to be able to see the facial expressions and stuff, they needed a lot of makeup on it. And part of it is the makeup was still done with the concept of live theater. This was, in fact, they did a lot of the early silent films and stuff that were played in theaters, in regular live theaters, where they had plays and stuff, not just movie theaters. And the whole idea when they made these movies was they were thinking, well, this is basically a play. In fact, sometimes you'll see the word teleplay used somewhere. That's what that is. It's going back to the idea that this is a play and they're just making it into a movie so that the actors don't have to go all these different places and they can just play the movie. That's kind of what the mindset was. And you see some of the very early films, it's just basically they'll set a camera in front of a stage and the people will just act out the play and just record it, and then they figured out, we can move the camera around and do close-ups and blah blah blah, and they do all that stuff. But anyway, that makeup comes from that, is that when they do theater makeup, it's the same thing. Theater makeup is really, really heavy like that, and the reason they do that is so that people in the back row can still see what the facial expressions are or whatever, and they kind of brought that over into these films. Okay, let me catch up on chat here. Okay, maybe he was born with it. Okay, Marilyn. Okay, kiss. Let's see. Gonna grab some. Okay, Big Ducky says, I'm gonna grab some dessert and watch a little TV before some bedtime reading. Much love to you, Double Triple and Peekaboo, and thanks so much for the righteous company. Well, thank you, Talkie. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Okay, we got some emotes. All right, so that was a Hollywood Kiss or whatever, a movie. At least this was a pre-code movie too. That's another thing I should probably mention here. This is a pre-code movie. There was at some point, was it 31 or 2 or 3 or something like that? They came out with something called the Hays Code, which is not a law. It was something that the movie industry did itself. It made up these rules for censorship and what could be shown on movies and what couldn't. You know, because the movie, they thought them, you know, by 1930 standards, they thought movies were too risque. You know, they'd show women in their underwear or whatever, you know, and they thought that was going too far. So they made up these rules about what could and couldn't be in movies and put it into this thing called the Hays Code. And it wasn't a law. It was just like a voluntary thing that the industry had. But, you know, in order, the big studios followed it anyway. And before then, it was kind of like voluntary, you know, whether they would submit their films to the review board and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, that was, so films that were made before that code came out are called pre-code. So you see that phrase sometimes, pre-code film. And it just means that they may have scenes in it that are more risque, you know, like women in underwear, or, you know, maybe actors kissing each other on the lips rather than on the chin, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so that's what that means. There was no, I don't think there are any pre-code films that we couldn't show on Twitch. Actually, there are some silent films that I've seen that have women topless and stuff in them. So I guess there are some out there. I mean, you know, like regular big movies. Ben-Hur, the movie Ben-Hur, the original silent version, I think had some topless women in it and stuff like that. So I guess there are some that are kind of risque. I mean, they must have had some reason for doing that code.
They have all the fingers crossed.
Peekaboo, do you remember did you see that?
No,
were you watching closely enough? Did you see where that kiss was at?
Well, what is it?
Where the two guys kissed? I was going to try to find that. Oh, wait, maybe it was here.
No.
Let me play this here.
Now, what are you doing?
I just told Sally to go and get ready for her number.
Yeah. Since when have you been running this restaurant? Let me tell you something.
Shandor.
Your Highness.
Don't salute.
But Your Highness, there's a couple of people over here want waiting on. Go on, quick, hurry.
On one condition.
Well, what is it?
I got Thursday night off.
Not a chance.
Shandor.
Your Highness.
Thursday night off?
Yes.
Shandor. You may kiss my hand.
Your Highness. Oh, Ulysses. If I could only say what I'm feeling.
No, that wasn't it. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Just a minute. Waiter.
Where that scene was. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. It was between those two, though. I just can't remember where it was. Oh, when the waiter was taking the couple's order at the table. The waiter was taking the couple's order at the table.
What? You're going to be my...
I don't know when that was. It must be in this scene in the theater then, right? Do you remember if it was before or after the color scenes? should have made a note of it here. But I'd like to play it because it's kind of, the whole thing was just very interesting the way it. Before, okay. Alright, let me go back here.
About it, Blair.
I don't think it's after all this.
Yes, I know.
I don't think Joey Brown was even introduced for you. Okay, this is when they talk about the Duke thing. Well, maybe it's in here then. Wait, okay, that's when they meet. Okay, that's when they do their dance. Okay, it must be right in here somewhere then. That's it. Oh, there's kissing his hand again. Okay.
Yes, Jeff. On the
I mean, even that was weird, right? You need to have him do it twice. So, let's see here. But it's ostensibly it's presented as comedy here, but I think the actors had more in mind. I don't, or even the writers maybe. Yeah, this was a time when most gay people were in the closet, so they didn't talk about it that much. Although there was a silent film star, what's his name? I forget his name now, who came out actually. Can you imagine it coming out in the 20s? And then he did, they blacklisted him after he came out, but he said he wanted to be himself, he didn't want to hide or whatever. Well, I can't find it. I'll see if I can find it later, I guess.
You may kiss my hand. You and I. Drinking?
But it was quite amazing to see that in a film like this. Oh, man, it was these two. That's what it was, wasn't it? I think it was these two who did it.
3 glasses.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Okay, let me watch this. I think it's these two.
Rosie, I brought the baby with me. You and I. Surprise! I'll get you 3 glasses. Just a minute. You'll get 3 glasses. Sure, that's right. You'll get 2 glasses. Why? Aren't you drinking?
I'll have fresh caviar, melon supreme, chicken gumbo Creole,
Yeah.
espresso chicken sauté Washington,
Okay.
alligator pear salad, and floating heart with fresh strawberries.
Just a minute, Floaty. Just a minute. Waiter.
See a minute, please. No. And oh. What would you suggest? Here you are, sir. Table for 2. Sit right down. Dozen clams. On the fire. Waiter. Just a minute. After you've eaten if that.
Yeah, this is probably frustrating for people watching this stream.
Mulligatawny.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I thought it was this one.
We're all together. Let's have. I knew it wasn't. And
There we go. Okay, finally. All right.
oh, it's a zoot.
So they make it into a comedy thing, but
You on the phone, Mr. Hooper.
Thanks.
Who is she?
It's not a she. It's a he.
A he. Maybe another kiss.
Anyway, so I thought that was kind of interesting because I don't know if Joey Brown ever came out or not, but I think most of the men. I mean, this is a musical, so I don't know. It's I don't know. Maybe that's a stereotype. I don't know, but it was it's funny that they did that. They did that in this movie in the 1930s. And there was actually a. I was thinking, about on-screen kisses and all that kind of stuff, and first and stuff, and everybody says that the first interracial kiss was on TV was between William Shatner and Captain Kirk and O'Hara. What's her name? O'Hara, the communications officer on Star Trek. Everybody says that's the first interracial kiss, but I saw an interracial kiss between two men in a silent movie that was like in the early 20s or mid 20s or something, 1920, which was they tried to make it into a comedic thing, like like that kiss they just did there. But that was a black man and a white man who kissed. I'd like to find that because that would be something to show that and talk about that because I've never heard anybody mention that anywhere or anything as far as that being it was a big deal. I thought, but I've never heard anybody mention it or talk about it or anything when they're talking about firsts and on-screen kisses and all that kind of stuff. But so I'd like to find it again. I can't remember which film it was that I saw it in. I think it was a Harold Lloyd film because he would probably. I mean, he was kind of liberal, he was kind of out there in a lot of stuff that he did, so he was maybe would do that. But I don't remember. Or it may have been the fat guy. What's the guy they call him Fatty? God, what was his name? Not Fat Albert. It's Fatty something. Fatty Arbuckle. Right, which is a really derogatory thing to say, right? And he actually didn't like that Fatty Arbuckle. He didn't like that nickname, but it was like that was what he was known for. So it may have been one of his films that I saw that. I really don't remember. But anyway, so what else did we have in here? I kind of figured out what was going on later on at this point. That he was all dressed up as some royalty or something, a duke or whatever, and she was dressed up as the other, and it came out that they were not really that. They were not really. He's not really a duke. I don't know anything about dancing, so I don't know if these dances were like, if they were really well done, the choreography is good or anything like that. I don't understand that stuff. So. Oh, and then the final kiss. Yeah, that's another thing. Speaking of kisses and all that, this is the final kiss, right? And again, kiss on the chin. But every movie that had a relationship, man and woman relationship, a drama, that had that, they had to end with a kiss. All of them, from 1920s all the way through 1940, I think it was. Every single film had to end with a kiss. I think there was one film out there where they didn't have a kiss like this at the end, and everybody said, "Hey, where's the kiss?" It's like every single film they did had that at the end of it. It was really funny. And if you watch old movies, you'll notice that every single one where they have like a whether like a drama, romance drama or romance comedy or whatever, at the very end they always had a kiss. And I thought it was kind of funny that they did that. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that Hollywood kiss. Yeah, that's it. So anyway, so that was the that's the movie. Yeah, this is kind of a screwed up stream here. Sorry about that, but yeah. So there are a whole bunch of films that came out. This was just one of them, and Big Ducky Snow mentioned another one, On with the Show, which is very much a similar thing. There's another one that I wanted to talk about too, and maybe do sometime. It's called The Wild Party, which is another one, and that has but that's a pre-code one that has a lot of content that wouldn't have made it through the censors after the Hays Code. But I think it's twitchable. I think it's something we could play on Twitch. But yeah, a lot of new ones that came out, and there's some of them that I wanted to go through and see if I can, because there are just a whole ton of them out there, and I have a lot of old movies, and I'd like to go through and try to find the ones that came into the public domain that maybe aren't out on, that people haven't posted on YouTube yet or whatever, and try to figure out, if I could post them, and make them available. Although all mine are like recorded off of television or cable or whatever, so I think if somebody must have, if I was able to record them off the TV, then somebody else probably did too, so they'll probably get out there anyway. But anyway, I think that's kind of neat, looking at old movies to see, and the technology and stuff like that. They didn't have that much in this movie for technology. I mean, like, they didn't show a lot of phones and cars and things like that, that are, the top hat, I guess, was kind of interesting, but they didn't have a lot of things that would make you say, oh yeah, that's different at that time, that technology that they're doing, the dressing and all that kind of stuff, but like, no telephones or cars or telegraph or, things like that. The production of the thing itself, I guess, is the thing. Is the technology that they use to actually produce it. That's behind the scenes. You can't really see that. Yeah, I'm scanning through it right now to see if there's anything like that in here, and I don't see anything. That would be, and by this time, 1929, 1930, most houses actually had electricity by this time, which I didn't realize it was that early, but they did. I don't think they did. I don't think most houses had phone yet, but they all had, or like most of them, like if you're living in a big city or something, you'd have electricity. Yeah, I think it's 70% or something of the households had electricity by the time this came out, which is quite a lot, actually. So it's surprising. There was a big a time of great change. They came out with, photography came earlier, but like film itself, they came, moving pictures, silent moving pictures came out right before the turn of the century in the late 1800s. And then these talkies came out in, late in the 20s. But a lot of things were changing, They switched from horses, using horses for transportation, to cars. That happened very close to this time period. Happened, early, like late teens, early 20s, something like that. where they switched to cars, and that happened very quickly. But there was still like this time period. There would still be people going on traveling on roads and stuff with a horse and a cart and stuff like that. Even in the 1930s, even though most people had cars by then. But there was a lot of stuff that was changing like that. You know, they got new cars. They had the telephone that came out. They had electricity, light bulb. You know, all of the moving pictures and the talkies, and just a lot of change happening at that time. And then like they had a lot of events. They had the flu, the Spanish flu, and they had World War I that happened about a decade before this thing came out. So a lot of stuff going on there. It was the Progressive era, where they were a lot of people were fighting for you know, the rights of workers and stuff like that. You know, so many newfangled gadgets. Yeah. Yeah, Peekaboo says so many newfangled gadgets. Yeah, a lot of new stuff was happening back then, and and when that happens, when there's a lot of technological change, it kind of causes changes in society. You know, and sometimes it's hard for society to adapt to all that. We're going through that right now with you know, the internet. It's not that old, really. It just came out, really, when you think about it, recently, and that's changed the way media works and stuff like that. And now we're going to have we got AI, which is causing all kinds of changes and making a lot of people unemployed. And then the next thing is robots. That's coming out. They just built a big factory somewhere to build these robots to work in warehouses, like in Amazon and stuff like that, and they're going to build a ton of them, thousands and thousands of these robots. And so, you know, every robot they build is going to replace, you know, one or two workers. You know, so that's going to be difficult for society to absorb, I think. And unfortunately, we have a lot of corruption right now. The politicians are not really responsive to problems right now. They're just responsive to trying to make money. So we can't look to them to help with it. So it's gonna be a pretty difficult time going forward for a lot of people. I think it's gonna be hard for society to absorb it. But that's kind of what was going on back then in the 20s. And like, you know, they didn't have any social safety nets or anything like that. You know, I mean, people were starving to death. You know, if they had new automation in a factory or something like that and laid off a bunch of people, those people were just SOL, man. There was no welfare, there was no nothing. You know, they had like maybe, you know, religious organizations or something like that. They'd have things, poorhouses. You maybe heard the expression poorhouse. Those were real things. They had real houses that just groups would try to open up and try to keep people alive, you know, when they've got unemployed or whatever. So that's kind of spurred the Progressive era, where they pushed for more social programs and stuff like that. And then the Depression hit right at this time, right about the time that this movie came out. The Depression hit. They didn't know it was a depression at the time this movie came out, but very quickly, a few months later, they figured it out that it was a big deal, and just a whole tons of people got unemployed. I don't remember what the number is, but a huge amount of people were unemployed and dying and, you know, hungry, and and then the FDR came in, and then they instituted a whole bunch of social programs and Social Security and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, a lot going on at that time. So we're going to have the same thing happen here. You know, the robots are going to come. The AI is going to make a lot of people unemployed. People are going to be upset. There's going to be friction. You know, maybe a revolution or something. You know, something like that. And then we'll end up with a lot of changes in the way you know, social programs work and stuff like that. Okay, I'm a little bit off topic here. Okay, so that was the movie. Next movie, maybe I'll do On With The Show, or I'll figure out something else to do. Most of my streams now are going to be on YouTube, so I'll just stream once a week here on Twitch. But otherwise, I'll stream on YouTube. I've only done two streams, I guess. One was a test stream over there so far. I'd like to figure out how to do multi-streaming, but it's kind of complicated. I don't know if my little computer can do that. And I really don't want to use a third-party service to do that, so I got to figure that out. How to do so I could stream both on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, because that's the ideal way to do it. But for now, I'm just going to stream like once a week here on Twitch, and then as much as I can over on YouTube. So, all right, I don't think there's anything else that I need to do here. Oh yeah, everybody! If you're watching this on the VOD, follow, give me a follow or whatever. I'm trying to get to a milestone on Twitch. I'm just kind of starting out. I've only done this a few months, so follow Twitch. It's called a follow. On YouTube, it's called a subscribe. Even though you don't pay anything, it's still called a subscribe. So if you could do that, that would be helpful. Yeah. Oh, maybe I should put my YouTube thing out there. I should make up a little thing. Yeah, on YouTube, it's doubletribble-yt. Let me type that in here. Yeah, I can just type the handle in there. If you go to YouTube and type yeah, that's right. There we go. Type doubletribble-yt. That's where my YouTube channel is at. And I have another YouTube channel, which is KXQE. And that's where I put my just random videos and stuff like that. My streams are on doubletribble-yt. Okay, so I guess that's it. Appreciate it. Thank you for showing up, Peekaboo and Big Ducky Snow, for showing up and chatting with me here. And thank you for watching on the VOD. I'm sorry it was a little chaotic and probably difficult to watch, but maybe hopefully there was some information in there that was of use to people. All right, everybody, take care.